You're not failing at content creation. You're running a 10-person operation by yourself, and nobody told you that was the job description. The channels you're comparing yourself to have editors, script writers, thumbnail designers, community managers, growth strategists, sometimes entire agencies running their backend. You have yourself. And the advice those channels hand down, be consistent, manage your time better, just push through it, was written from the other side of the gap. It was written by teams, for teams, and handed to solo creators and called discipline. If you're a neurodivergent creator, that gap hits even harder because you're not just doing 10 jobs. You're doing 10 jobs while managing a brain that's already running at a higher baseline load before you've even opened your content calendar. Today, I'm going to give you the 3-role system I actually use. Not a productivity hack, a way to build your solo team inside the real limits of a single neurodivergent brain. Here's what's actually happening when you sit down to create and freeze. Your brain has a processing limit. Think of it like RAM. There's only so much it can hold before things start slowing down. A big team distributes that load. The editor isn't also managing the community. The scriptwriter isn't also running analytics. Each person holds one role's worth of open files. When you're trying to beat all of them at once, you're not running one job's worth of RAM. You're running the whole team's worth on a single processor. That's what I call the team load. When cognitive load maxes out, creativity shuts down first, then motivation, then execution. So the harder you push through that freeze, the less you actually produce. That's what the next 3 strategies are solving. Not your time management, the team load. By the way, I'm Tori. I've spent years managing neurodivergent creators. I live in Notion, and this channel is for creators whose brains don't run on standard settings. Now let's get into it. Every big creator has someone whose entire job is platform strategy. Which format to prioritize, where the audience actually lives, what the algorithm rewards this week. That person doesn't also edit. They don't also manage comments. They just own the platform decision. You have to be that person, which means the first decision to make is the one most creators never actually make. Pick one format, maybe 2, and I'll tell you when 2 is the right call. But pick your primary thing, whatever is most likely to bring new people to your work, and put all of your creative capacity behind that one thing. Every content format you're maintaining is an open mental file. Its own deadlines, its own creative decisions, its own expectations, all of it sitting in working memory, pulling at your attention even when you're not actively working on it. For a neurodivergent brain, those files don't sit quietly in the background. They compete for space constantly. The more formats you're running, the less capacity you have left to make any of them actually good. There is one exception here, and it matters if you're a streamer. Twitch alone has a discoverability ceiling. It's very hard to grow from scratch without bringing people in from somewhere else. So if streaming is your primary format, pairing it with short form on YouTube or TikTok isn't spreading yourself thin. It's building the pipeline. That's a strategic too. Everything else is still a no. Here's the exercise. Write down every platform or format you're currently maintaining or feel like you should be. Then circle the one with the best chance of bringing new people to your work. Not the most comfortable one, the one with the highest growth potential. Everything else on that list is paused. Not abandoned, paused. 30 days, one format, everything you've got. That's your platform strategist decision. But even with one format locked in, most creators still burn their energy on the wrong parts of it. That's what the next strategy is about. Most creators will treat every task like it weighs the same. Writing, posting, replying, optimizing, engaging, it all lands on the list, and the energy gets spread evenly. But those tasks don't have equal impact on your growth. And the one that matters most is almost always the last one to get your energy. Big channels have someone whose job is purely bringing new people in, the growth director. They don't reply to comments, they don't manage the posting schedule. They just ask one question every day. What is going to make new people find us? You have to be that person too, but there's a neurological reason that role keeps getting skipped. There's a concept called ego depletion. Your decision making and executive function run on a limited daily resource, and it drains as the day goes on. Maintenance tasks feel easier, so they happen first. But easier doesn't mean free. They're drawing from the same pool. By the time a neurodivergent creator gets to the hard creative work, tank is already half empty. That's growth director drain. The role that actually moves your channel forward is running on whatever's left over. The work that grows your channel keeps getting pushed to tomorrow, and tomorrow is always when the tank is full again. So before you open your to-do list, your growth director gets to ask their question first. Is this helping new people find me, or am I just maintaining what I already have? Discovery first, maintenance if there's anything left. And even when you know what to focus on, if you try to do all of it in the same session, it's still going to fall apart. because switching between roles is its own drain entirely. Going from scripting to editing to posting to replying in one afternoon doesn't feel draining just because it's a lot of work. It's draining because every single time you switch roles, your brain pays a tax. This is called switch cost. Every time your brain changes tasks, it has to close one mental file, open a new one, and reorient from scratch. For a neurodivergent brain, that cost is measurably higher than average. That's what I call the department tax, and it compounds. Do it enough times in one afternoon and you're not producing anything useful by the end. Not because you ran out of hours, but because you ran out of the kind of energy that actually makes things. Big teams don't work this way. The editor doesn't stop mid-cut to go answer comments. Departments exist so that each role gets a person who's fully in it. You can build the same structure, not with people, with time. One day is just streaming or recording. Another day is just scripting. Another day is just editing. And if you don't have full days, blocks work too. Even 90 minutes in one role beats 3 hours bouncing between 4. Personally, I have a day for scripting, a day for recording, a day for editing. When I'm in that block, that's the only role I'm in. When your brain isn't paying the department tax on repeat, that energy goes to the actual work. You're not doing less, you're just not trying to run every department at the same time. Here's where this gets sneaky. Sometimes the team load doesn't look like overwhelm. It looks like research. 2 hours comparing platforms instead of just picking one and moving. Sometimes growth director drain doesn't look like avoidance. It looks like community work, answering every comment, being present everywhere. That stuff matters, but if it's happening before the creative work, the most important role on your team is running on empty. And the department tax doesn't always look like chaos. Sometimes it looks like being thorough, script done, quickly check comments, back to editing, one more reply, and suddenly the afternoon is gone. That's the tax. Every switch, every time. Your brain found a path of least resistance. That's not a character flaw. That's a solo team that hasn't set its schedule yet. Platform strategist decides where your energy goes. Your growth director protects the work that actually moves the number. And your department system makes sure each role gets a brain that's ready to run it. You were never supposed to do all of this alone. And the creators you're measuring yourself against aren't doing it alone either. But now, you have the structure. Don't try all 3 this week, by the way. That would be a little ironic. Pick the one that already feels true, and start there. Which one is it? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one. If this is the kind of content that actually helps, I make it every week. See you in the next one. Bye!